Howdy, and welcome to Book Your Give Here. We're Travel That Gives. I'm Lulu Lima, your chief travel guru. I hope this episode of Dream Now Travel Later inspires you to travel, and I invite you to give us the opportunity to help plan your next memorable trip. So grab your popcorn and enjoy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back. So excited today. We get to talk more travel, and guess where we're going today? We're going to an amazing country. We're going to Hungary, and it really is a place where you will never be hungry because the food is amazing. And there's so many things that we can do here, a lot of wellness opportunities and places off the beaten path you never knew were around, small villages and all of that. So without any further ado, I am going to give Susanna the floor because she is the one and the only contact that I've got who helps me build the most amazing itineraries. So she connects me on the ground with all the people that I need, and away we go. With that, Susanna, take it away.
Hi, Lulu. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm just sitting in my apartment in beautiful Budapest. We have amazing summer night, actually 9 p.m. over here. So actually, it's time for a glass of wine here. Okay, I do it after.
Everywhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I brought some beautiful pictures and videos for you tonight or today to show you more about Hungary. So yeah, I guess we should go through the pictures first. Maybe let's start with the video.
Yeah, let's. Everyone needs to see this. So let's start again.
Is it a dream or reality that captivates me with its beauty? Since we arrived, I feel closer to life.
Looks like the sound on my side may not be working properly. So we're gonna kind of give you a little bit of a highlight of all the beautiful pieces that you're watching right now. Budapest is truly a spice of Europe. So there's so much culture, there's so much different pieces that we really get to explore. So I love the fact that we can highlight a lot of these moving pieces. When I was in Budapest, as an example, I got a chance to enjoy these beautiful sights and sounds. So we will add some music for you guys later so that you can see it on the follow-up. And I'll post the link so you can see this video. It really is all about inspiration. How else would you describe it, Susanna? I mean,
actually, this video shows as well like the brand pillars of Budapest, the really rich architecture, which we have 8 different architectural types in Budapest. We have influences throughout many different eras, from the Ottoman Empire, then actually the Hungarian Austro Empire, of course some of the communist era left as well, some sites, and then in the modern era we really took care about the reconstruction of the whole city. So this is what can be seen actually today. It's really like a clean flights are not running, but hopefully they will be back in 2021. And when the borders are opening, then you can enjoy the non-stop flights. Actually, at the moment, there are possibility to get into Hungary from the States, as if you provide 2 negative COVID tests, you can get into the country. So I can give you further information or details about that if somebody is interested. I know it's not very easy to get 2 negative tests within 5 days, but actually there is a possibility to get it from
Look
the
at
States.
that, guys. We can go to Hungary now.
Yes.
Yay! This is so amazing. And then once you're there, you've got an amazing rail system with the trains are really easy. And if you want to drive, I mean, that's also an option, or hire a driver. There's so many
Absolutely.
countries that connect in, and I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. So
It's like, this is really like very rare as well in Europe. There are 3 capital cities within like a 3 hours driving radius. So Bratislava, Vienna, and Budapest, you can really cover in one trip as well, and in driving.
but not only that, if there's other places within the country, those off the beaten paths you really want to experience, because travel is a living classroom. And with so much history, let's talk about Budapest and how we can actually make this city so great. First of all, the city was actually Buda and Pest separate, and then it became together.
Yes, actually there were 3 cities, Budapest and Old Buda. But in the 19th century, they came together, and that is the time when Budapest became our capital city as well. But I really love about our city, it's walkable. And it's really spread out, but if you just pick one of the part of the city for one day, then you easily can walk around. So I would say like one day for the Buda side, which is more the residential area. It's more calm. It's very fancy, I would say, with the Buda castle on it. But you have to see that area as well. Actually, that is the oldest part of our city. Some of the buildings are there from the 11th century. So you can find some really old, really traditional buildings as well.
And one of the things I love about the city is that it is a living classroom. So for those you guys who are homeschooling your kids or love history and all of that, you're going to find a lot of that here. So, and for homeschooling, again, I offer you an opportunity to teach your children from firsthand experience. They don't need to read it in a book, because when they're there, they're absorbing, they're engaged, and they will be writing essays on this for the rest of their lives, right? It's going to be part of what forms them. So a great opportunity here to have the children experience a living history.
Absolutely. History, but fun as well. Some culture, great food, as you mentioned. So yeah, we have quite a lot.
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about the different brand pillars that Budapest
characterizes our city, I would say. Yes. What are the 5 main things why you should visit Budapest? So yeah, we were talking about the amazing architecture. Maybe some of you knows the Gresham Palace, which is the Four Seasons Hotel, which is like the most amazing Art Nouveau masterpiece I've ever seen. And it's just at the foot of the Danube River, overlooking to the castle and chain bridge. So it's in a spectacular neighborhood. The synagogue, actually, it's the second largest synagogue after the New York synagogue in Manhattan. And it has a really different architecture style as well. So it's great to visit. And the parliament is the 3rd largest parliament in Europe, with lots of like gold elements in it, and the beautiful like arches, and the dome, the cupola is really amazing. So you can tour the parliament as well, which is really, really great. And the best actually Instagram spot in our city is from the Fisherman Bastion, where you can just sit underneath the arches. Behind you, there is the Danube, the parliament, and the whole city. So that's really a great spot to take your picture.
Yeah, and I loved being on the Danube. So I had actually done an AMA Waterways cruise, and spending the time on the Danube is amazing. And so you really get a lot to see all of the cities just straight through. I mean, it's a great way to just capture all the different flavors.
Yes, and it's like just a completely different view from and the atmosphere as well from the Danube. All the lights are on, so I really suggest like a sunset river cruise. If you are not coming by a Ama waterway or another cruise, then just take one of the smallest cruise at the sunset with some champagne in your hand, and then you will have a really great experience.
Absolutely, the sunset cruise is to die for. And it's a must for everyone to join. But now we're talking about gastronomy. Remember, I mentioned when we first started, just because it's the country's name Hungary doesn't mean that you're going to go hungry. There's so much food here, and it's mouthwatering. I mean, I was able to enjoy so many different local dishes when I was there. That I literally was like, oh my God, my stomach.
Yeah, it's so much food. Yeah, not a light food, what we are famous for. I have to admit that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's from just, I mean, everything. And you use everything that it's local, it's farm to table, or sea to table. So everything has no GMOs. I mean, it's clean food.
Oh, that's true. Absolutely. Plus, I have to mention that we have 6 Michelin star restaurants in Budapest as well, which is the largest amount of Michelin star restaurants in whole Europe, actually, or in the central area of Europe, within a city. And not only about the Michelin star restaurants, but really like any small place you go, you will find great dishes, as you mentioned. Obviously, everybody thinks about goulash when they are thinking about Hungarian food, but we have great fish dishes. We use a lot of cottage cheese, which is more like the Italian type of cottage cheese, like the ricotta. So it's not like the US cottage cheese. So we do like dumplings and use it for pasta, and we do the strudel with it as well. So many different ways of using it. And paprika, obviously.
I grew up with going to a friend's house, and his mother, who was from Hungary, would make us these poppy strudels.
Oh, as well, yes.
That was when I first fell in love with Hungarian cooking.
Oh, that's good to hear.
My friend's mother really taught me a lot of things, and it was just so yummy overall.
Yeah. We use poppy seed as well a lot, which is not very common in other parts of the world, yes.
So awesome. So there's also a lot of thriving cultural life, right? So it's not just all of the moving pieces that we saw about the architecture and the food, but you've got the opera house, the music academy, you've got lots of live events as well.
Oh yeah, loads of festivals. Unfortunately, not this year's, but like the city is and the whole country actually full of music festivals. So the biggest one, which you can see on the picture, is the Sziget Festival. Sziget means island, because actually it's on the northern island on Budapest. And the festival, it's going on for 1 week. Actually, it should have been like last week, every second week of August, like almost 200 bands from all over the world. Wow. So we had in the past, I saw Lady Gaga, Prince, George Michael, so all the big names. And really like people are coming to these festivals from all over the world. It's really like fills the city, not only music festivals though, but we have the Formula One event. We had a great great sport events we did in the city as well in the past, which was, for example, 2017, the FINA World Water Championship, which was an amazing event. So that as well proves the city really can cater large events as well. It's safe. It's really like
Oh,
popular
I
for
felt
many
super safe
international
as a woman
events.
traveling alone in Budapest. It was there was no thought in my mind of anything harming me,
Oh
and I
yes,
love that. I loved the safety behind being able to walk around and explore.
yeah. Obviously, you have to be careful, as in any like cosmopolitan city. But yeah, I can say that I always walk as well in the downtown. You know, after like a night out, or we use the public transport as well, and there was absolutely no problem with that
Yeah,
either.
and that's something that I love. So there's so many different things, and all of you guys in terms of the culture. Everybody's got this wonderful character of friendliness and lively,
Oh yes.
and I loved the people. I mean, the people were just amazing. And then I see the picture of the funicular on the side, and I'm just like, I love that.
Yeah, it's great. It's taking you up to the castle hill actually from the foot of the chain bridge. And
Yes.
yeah, like this character, it's coming from, I think, from the mixture of the historic city and then the modern like young character what it has nowadays. As I told, we did loads of renovations throughout the city. And what we love actually in the city are all the ruin bars. Maybe you've been visiting some of these bars, which are, I mean, I would describe them that looks like grandma's living room after, I don't know, bomb shot or something like that.
Yeah.
So like really retro feeling, old furnitures. They didn't restore these buildings after the World War, but put in like really colorful and really like exciting, furnitures inside with loads of different events in the bars as well. So the great thing about that it's not only used by the young generation, but you go in one of these bars, we have, I don't know, 200-300 of these, and then you really feel comfortable, even if you are 21 or if you are like 50-60, no matter, everybody can have fun in these kind of
and
places.
and that's certainly one of the beautiful things about the country, because it's ageless.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
and so one of the things that the country is also, or even the region itself, Budapest is known for, is obviously the amazing spas and the hot springs and everything else. So wellness is really a big piece of the puzzle here.
Yeah, so the
And
thermal water is what helping us to be ageless.
and I love it. I was like, because the thermal waters, everybody wants that fountain of youth, right? So we all need to go to Budapest and Hungary to become and to get that secret water of and get that timeless, ageless beauty. Um, and a lot of these spas have these great baths that you can see.
Yeah, all of them. So I have to tell about the Hungarian bath culture. So these are, so Hungary is actually the 5th largest thermal water reserve in the world. So throughout the whole country, you find like more than 1,000 thermal springs. So we have every kind of thermal water, almost what is existing in the world. And the thermal baths are actually public baths. So they are usually big with different temperatures of water. How we use them, usually like after work, when you are tired, you are going to relax and going from one pool to the other, spend time chatting with your friends, go to the sauna as well if there is like a cold winter day. But I really love about them that many of the spas has like outside pools as well, but you can sit outside at the pools also in the winter because the water is so hot. So actually, for me, the bath experience is actually the best from like late fall to like early spring when the weather is not that warm.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. And just so you guys know that while the temperature does change here, the destination is year round. And that's important for you guys to know because the it's just a matter of whether you're experiencing a little bit warm or a little bit cold, but we dress appropriately and we can really enjoy all year round. So so you don't have to worry about it. And the other thing too is that this area has great Christmas markets.
Oh yes, absolutely. What I love about our Christmas markets that in every Christmas market in Budapest, you only can buy handmade Hungarian products. So only the Hungarian manufacturers can go and showcase their products in the market.
And so that's awesome. So it really gives you an opportunity to get travel, a sustainability and equitability in with the locals. Yeah. So which is really what we want to do here at Book Here Give Here. So that's all, that's our mission, and we do believe in that social responsible travel. So hint for you guys who do want to maybe do something, Christmas markets might be an option for you. So with that, we're going to talk a little bit of off the beaten path. And so there's always a lot of different things of, where can you go that all the tourists aren't? Well, here are some of our secrets that Susanna is going to share with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can just show you 3 little spots which are inside Budapest, but not all of the tourists knows about that, not even the locals actually, and not many people are going there. For example, the Tomb of Gulbaba, this is a place which recently had been renovated. So this is really like a perfect spot for a romantic rendezvous. It's surrounded by beautiful gardens. This landmark actually honors Gulbaba, who was an Ottoman-era poet and philosopher who died shortly after the Turkish conquest of Buda. So from his statue, this panoramic view stretches all the way to the Danube. So the walkways up to the site near the Buda foot of the Margaret Bridge, it also have been revamped. So actually, this is really like a great spot where you're still in the city, but out from the crowd.
That is awesome. And now you have a philosopher's garden.
Oh yeah, that's my ever favorite place actually in the city. It's really, you can even run up from, if you start your day, actually, we have with the Four Seasons Hotel, for example, like a program which we call Buddha Before Breakfast. So from the hotel, you can start with some of the staff members your run from the hotel through the chain bridge up to the Philosopher's Garden. And you have to climb up quite a number of stairs, but like the view from this garden, yeah, it's really worth it. And you have like such a peace. And like here at the Philosopher's Garden, we have this creation of sculptures like Jesus Christ, Buddha, Gandhi meet here for better understanding of each other. So it's really as well like, like a peaceful place with beautiful sights and beautiful view to the whole city as well and to the Royal Palace. I sometimes just see some locals who are walking their dogs here, but that's a perfect place as well to do your morning yoga or some stretching, and you won't be actually disturbed by almost anyone.
That's awesome. And now the Cittadella, you would think the Cittadella would be a place where all of the tourists want to go.
Yes, but actually there are as well like a few places in Citadel when you are walking. Actually, you can walk to the Citadel from the Philosopher's Garden, and that route is not used actually because usually tourists are going up by buses or as well with a private transfer. So they are just not walking around the place so much. Or if you are walking up from the Liberty Bridge, which is the green colored bridge. Those stairs as well, quite like off the beaten track stairs.
That's so awesome. So guys, I hope you wrote down those secrets, because if you didn't, that's okay. I will make sure that they're in your itinerary when we're ready to plan. So, but certainly, these are great opportunities to see all of the beauty behind it. Now, obviously, Budapest isn't the only thing that we're going to be checking out. There are a lot of other places within the country that are hidden gems as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's go to the first destination outside of Budapest.
Yeah, so actually, like tourists, many of the American tourists are coming for river cruises, so they have just 1 or 2 days to see the main sites of Budapest, and they don't have time to go outside of the city. For those who have like a half day, they could choose from one of these, we call them Grand Budapest, as these are actually like the Greater Budapest area, like surrounding towns, which are really close, 30, 40 minutes drive from Budapest, and gives you a really different atmosphere. Like St. Andrew, it's on the Danube band. We are going to north from Budapest now. St. Andrew is the first village on the Danube band. It's a quaint, charming, artistic village. Like many artists were moving out from Budapest to St. Andrew in the old times as well, and created this community where they can, create and really enjoy the silence of the city as well. So nowadays it's full of nice galleries as well, small charming streets to walk through, and great food. I really recommend to go to St. Andrew, walk and up and down. It's on the hill actually, or next to the Danube, and you can walk up on the stairs to one of the churches, for example, on really like the small side streets. Enjoy. It's a really like a great place to buy your how to say, like your gifts from Hungary as well.
Yes,
and in St. Andrew,
all of the secrets of your souvenirs and everything else. But you know what I really like about this is that it really lends for social distancing, right? And we're in that COVID time when people are looking for less crowds and things like that. Here's a great opportunity where you can actually enjoy that. Have that social distancing, be free outdoors, no matter what the weather is, and really enjoy.
Yeah, or if you are actually more of an active tourist, you can even bike out from Budapest to St. Andrew on a really like scenic route.
That's super awesome. So moving on, we've got another beautiful town.
The next town after St. Andrew is Visegrad, which was the capital city of Hungary for ages, actually. And this is more for the active travelers as well. Like at the fortress of Visegrad, it's at a hilltop. You really can find some history about like our kings and queens and have a beautiful view. And this is what you can see now. Actually, that's the whole Danube band, which is laying in front of your foot. For kids, the bobsledge and the zip line is really like a great activity as well.
And that's for kids of all ages. So
yes, for me as well.
Anybody can do this. So yes, so great options here. So and again, we talked about this was the old capital. So you have the opportunity here again for that living classroom. So you don't need to bring the textbooks. Just bring out your tour guides. That's going to be your textbook.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the next town is the third one on the Danube band, called Esztergom, which has the biggest basilica of Hungary. So we are dominantly like a Christian Roman Catholic country, and many of our kings have been coronated here in this basilica. So you can again find some facts about that here. And Basilica has actually a large collection of artifacts. But Esztergom is it's really like a cute town just to walk around as well. The city is doing like a treasure hunt as well. You can download from their webpage and then, look for like treasures while you are walking around the city. Oh,
And that's super awesome, right? So you can have all these treasures. You can
yeah,
like your own scavenger hunt. So,
yes, absolutely.
So really great options.
Yeah.
So from there, we start moving a little bit.
Oh my God, I just came back from Gödöllő yesterday, actually. So it's like a 45 minutes drive. And this place is the biggest Baroque castle of Hungary. So it's stunning simply because of its size as well. But the actual interesting story about the palace that Sisi, Queen Elizabeth, spent more days here in this palace as in the Hofburg. They counted how many days, which was actually 7.5 years altogether.
Oh, wow.
So they really spent a lot of time here. Hungarians loved her. She loved to be here because actually, Vienna was like very like royal. She had to behave, and here she could do whatever she wanted. So you can find a lot of stories about that here in this palace. And actually, you can meet Sisi as well, as the palace has their own Sisi who you can ask a tour with. So she is telling you everything about her life in the palace, all the rumors, all of his the king and the queen's like behaviors and everything. So it's a very, very like fun and interesting tour.
I love that. It's really a great way to get to know all of the moving pieces of people.
Oh yes,
and
if you
the
have
hierarchies, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So that's great. So now we're kind of moving to a little further south on off the river, and we're taking a look, and I'm learning about a lot of things here. Looks like this is a vineyard.
Oh yes, actually this is the tour that we did yesterday. First Gödöllő, the royal palace, and then we went to Etyek. So you can cover these two towns as well in a day. So from Gödöllő, Etyek is an hour drive, but if you are going from Budapest, it's just 30 minutes drive as well. So actually, many people don't know about that, but Hungary has like 6 big wine regions and 22 smaller like wine areas. And the closest one to Budapest is the Etyek wine region, so the vineyard of Budapest. When you don't have more time just to go to the closest one, I really recommend this place. With like a small town with an amazing street full of family-owned wine cellars. You can really spend like a half day here tasting wines, have wonderful lunch or dinner, walking in the vineyards, and even visit the movie studio. On the small picture, you can see our Korda movie studio. Actually, Budapest is the second most popular movie shooting destination for Hollywood movies after London. So we did loads of movies here. And the latest one was with Will Smith, who even had the first movie introduction of his latest movie here in Budapest.
That's awesome. For you movie buffs, here's a place where you can go. You can just truly enjoy. So you have wine and movies. What more do you need?
Yeah. So but if you have time, go further out. Yes.
Yeah. So now we're going to move over to East Hungary. And so this is a little bit, you either need to drive on the highway for a little bit, or you can take the train or a bus. But there's definitely great opportunities, again, for off the beaten path, some places where people don't know about, where you can easily social distance.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So, in Budapest, there are 2 million people living, but in whole country, it's less than 10 million. So actually, the countryside is never crowded, and it's full of nature and great castles and fortresses and history. And as you can see, the first stop would be like Hollókő, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. We have 9 World Heritage Sites in Hungary, so you can discover many of those as well during your trip. Hollókő is like a living proof of our tradition, where you can see how like people on the countryside lived in the past. You can see the architecture, what jobs they did, as you can see how they dressed on the picture as well, like the old like fashion even, and like folk clothes of Hungarians. So you can discover that.
And all the dance that goes with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And especially in the Eastern time, they make big festivals here in this place.
That's awesome. So, so we move on and we see another beautiful town,
which is Eger. Yes, it's more on the east as well. So I would recommend, if you are going to visit these places, overnight, like on the countryside, even in Eger, in this region, or if you go forward to the World Heritage Wine region, to Tokaj. We have like small family-owned places or boutique hotels, really great like quality hotels as well, with amazing service. So I think it's really worth 1 or 2 nights, even if you have time for that. Eger is a really great town for Ottoman heritage. So we have like loads of stories about that, how the women of Eger actually fought against the Ottoman Empire, and they won the siege actually against the Turks. And you still have like the minaret is standing there, so the architecture again is great in that city. Plus, as I said, we have 22 wine regions. So one of the wine regions are here in this area, where you can have our amazing red wine, which called Bull's Blood. So the Bull's Blood of Eger you have to taste here.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, that certainly needs some of that. So now there's plenty of activities to do on the countryside as well.
Oh yes. If you are going in this area, like our highest mountain, which is still obviously a hill, but it's like the highest peak of Hungary, with loads of forests, amazing, like a castle hotel in the forest, with great hiking possibilities, nature and waterfalls. So this area around like the Eger region is really like for those who likes active vacations, hiking, and just be alone with the nature.
So I mean, this is a great wellness as well, so, especially for those of you guys who like some soft adventure and things like that. So he gets you right out into nature.
Yeah, all the other pictures as well towards the Tokaj wine region, you find numerous like castles with different stories about noble men who've been the owners of the castles. So for those who likes a castle tour, can come to Hungary as well, next to France, and really discover like the different types of our like architecture again, and the different era, and all of the stories with these castles. And then you reach the Tokaj wine region, which I mentioned, like the World Heritage wine region. If anyone knows Hungarian wines, maybe that should be the Tokaj wine. You can find that wine in many of the Michelin star restaurants menus in all over the world. So a bottle can cost like $300-400 as well. It's a natural sweet wine. In this wine region, actually, you find 6 grape types, which you cannot find anywhere else in the world. So it's a really unique natural sweet wine. And in this region, actually, you can only grow white grapes. This is like the unique things about this region.
How awesome is that? So from here, we're going to move on to the West Hungary area, where
Yes.
we're getting to an hour and a half by car, where you can take
From
a train or
Budapest.
bus, and you're going to experience something a little different. Everything's got a little bit of a flavor. Now you're getting all the lakes.
Yes. So actually, the Lake Balaton area is the ultimate vacationing place for Hungarians. This is the largest freshwater lake of Central Europe, and it's like a little Tuscany, I would say. On the northern shore, we have amazing view to the whole lake, hilltops, vines, great gastronomy. Actually, after Budapest, the Lake Balaton area is really like the gastronomic hotspot, with really like small restaurants, but very, very famous within Hungary. So as well, we from Budapest many times just go there for a lunch or dinner in a summer afternoon or evening, and yeah, whoever just can spend like all the weekends in the summertime at the lake. The lake has as well, like as we mentioned, like possibilities for active vacation, but as well as we mentioned, like culture. Every corner of the country has some cultural elements to it. For example, what you can see now, it's the Tihany Abbey, which was the one before this picture. This is a 1,000 years old arch abbey, the oldest arch abbey in Hungary, still working, monks living in there who are actually guiding you through the whole abbey, so telling you the history. They have a lavender field. They so many products what they are growing on their garden. So again, sustainability is really living here as well.
Yeah, and that's super awesome. And I love that you also have with the lakes and everything else, everybody's got their sailboats and things like that.
Absolutely. So you can swim, you can sail through the lake. Plus, actually, there is a 120 miles long cycling route around the lake. So you can even bike all around the lake in like 3-4 days.
How awesome is that? So,
yes.
So now we're moving a little bit more west.
Yeah, it's still the Lake Balaton area, this palace, yeah, because the lake is really big. So like the closest point to Budapest, 1.5 hours, but this is already like the most western. This is 2.5 hour drive or 3 hours even from Budapest. So it's really like a colorful part of the country. Yeah, as we mentioned, all of the different types of vacationing is possible here: active, cultural, gastronomical. So it's really like a colorful place. And yeah, this is the cycling route.
That cycling route that you were talking about before. So if you really want to cycle, you literally can cycle the entire lake.
So, yeah.
So and here's the map. So for those of you guys who are active and want that on your itinerary, we can make it happen.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to go south.
Yes. South is like our Mediterranean region, as we call it. It's the closest region to Croatia and Slovenia. They have more sunny days. So that's why, guess what? We had amazing red wine in this area. But again, a charming village, or it's more a town. Pécs is an amazing town. It was even a cultural capital of Europe a few years back. So they did a tremendous amount of improvement in this town as well. And for example, you find here as well UNESCO World Heritage Sites, which are the early Christian mausoleum. So this you can find only here plus this kind of like Christian tombs in the Vatican City. So these are the two places in the world where you can find this kind of like relics.
That's awesome. And it's so colorful too.
Yeah, oh, very much so. And here you find again like big hills where you can hike and taste wines. And the next picture is really like my favorite wine place. It's a small town where only like 600 people live, like the next one after this. Only 600 people are living, but every single family has their own vineyards and wine cellar.
Has their own vineyard and wine
yes.
cellar. Oh my God.
So
okay. Need to move there.
Absolutely. So they are just making their own wines and selling them in here, in these wine cellars. They do as well different kind of festivals and wine like showing and tastings. They even do truffle hunting in this area. You can find great truffles.
Oh my God, you've got truffle hunting too?
Yes.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, this is, as I mentioned, close to Croatia, so the climate is not very different.
Yes, no, of course, the climate is right then and there. That's so awesome. Obviously, you've left me very mouth-watered here with all those moving pieces. I'm going to attempt to show another video before we wrap up, but this has been an amazing adventure, and I'm so excited to show this off. Hopefully, my sound will work. Okay, so my sound isn't actually being helpful here.
I can hear the sound.
Okay, good.
I don't know about the others.
Len a fénylő víztükörben. Itt az ég.
So this is a beautiful video overall that just highlights so much of everything that we've talked about.
Tán szerelme csókját kéri.
The culture, the costumes, the lighting, everything. It's absolutely stunning.
Megáll az égen.
It's all nature. These are the beautiful people.
Dicsőség fényüzenében. Csöndessége. Fönségében.
And again, just because we show a lot of summer doesn't mean that this is just a summer destination. It isn't all year round. You really can relax and enjoy. This is for family. This is for couples. This is for everybody. Hungary is for all. Don't forget, this is a great wedding destination too. I love this. This is awesome. There's so much to do in Hungary. It really is wow. Guest, an amazing educator on all the beautiful things that are Hungary. And oh my God, all I can tell you is I'm hungry now. I want to go.
I really hope we can welcome you very soon back to Hungary and all of you from the other side of the ocean.
Yes,
We are here waiting for you and help you with organizing your trips.
Awesome. So before we close, do you have anything else that you'd like to share?
Actually, I think that was a great overview. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Lulu. That was amazing, and I'm so delighted that you are doing this, and it's so great that you try to show more from our countries as well to your clients, because it really has more than just Budapest.
Yes, the country isn't what it is without all the others. So we definitely need it. So with that, I will say namaste, everyone. Until the next time. Bye.